right, Colts, now that we've worked on ball handling skills and we've talked about dribbling a little bit, we're going to kind of move on into the other skills of basketball, which become passing and shooting. Again, we understand that you may not have basketball nets and hoops and even basketballs at home. So for these parts, you really can use any type of ball. Any type of ball will work. Even a smaller one, especially for my kinder and first graders who are smaller, any type of smaller ball works fine. And you can do this inside, you can do it on a wall. Be careful, don't break anything, especially if you're gonna use a basketball inside. Please make sure you have your parents' permission to do any of these. But if you have a softer ball or a soccer ball even, anything like that, that'll work too. So with passing in basketball, the main pass that we're going to kind of talk about is a chest pass. And the reason it's called a chest pass is because it goes from my chest to my teammate's chest. And we want it to make a straight line. Now, if you don't have anybody at home to pass to, perfectly okay. A wall works just fine. The other pass is going to be called a bounce pass, and you see that where it bounces one time, goes to my teammate. There's another pass that you might hear. It's called an overhead pass. A lot of times they do this after someone scored a basket and they take the ball out. They want to throw it a little harder. They go over their head to their teammate. All of these passes kind of have one thing in common. You're going to have your elbows out, your thumbs down, and you want the ball to go pretty much to the middle part of your teammate's body, even if it's a bounce pass, an overhead pass, because you want them to really be able to catch it under control and be ready to make their next move, whether that's a dribble or a shoot or a shot. So you want to make sure also that they go pretty direct towards your teammate. You don't want it to take a long time in the air, because then the other team is going to steal the ball. And as you know, basketball is a pretty quick, fast-paced game, so you don't really want that ball to stay for a long time in the air so they can do it. So I'm going to show you against the wall what this might look like. So again, your elbows are going to be out, and you want the ball to go straight across from you. So if you're practicing a chest pass to a wall and you're using something that's going to bounce back pretty hard, be careful, because it's going to bounce back straight to you, okay? So you might want to stand a little further back. But you also want to step when you bounce pass, because that's where that extra power is going to go, that momentum. So if your teammate's a lot farther, you really want to push with your whole body to get the ball to your teammate. So all I'm going to practice is the ball starts at my chest and it's going to go across to the wall, okay? Again, if you're doing this inside, use something soft. Make sure that it's not going to break anything, or it's not going to come back and hit you in the face. But you just kind of want to practice catching the ball, elbows out, pushing it straight towards you, and then you get the ball right back. Okay? You can practice standing a little further away, or if you need to, even a little closer. And notice my arms go all the way out in front of me. I'm pushing the ball all the way out in front of me. So that's called a chest pass, okay? Your bounce pass is the same exact motion, only you want it to bounce one time right in front of your teammate. And you can practice that the same way. I'm going to stand a little further back. I want it to bounce right in front of the wall and go halfway up to the wall. If I can, once it bounces. Okay. An overhead pass is really used when you want to go a little bit further. That one you don't need to practice. Just kind of know the terms. Chest pass, bounce pass, overhead pass are kind of the main ones you're going to see. If you watch NBA, you'll see them throw the ball all the way across the court. It's a little different. They're also professionals. So you guys just worry about knowing the terms of chest pass, bounce pass, and overhead pass. All right, now we're gonna talk about shooting. So we've covered a lot of information in a very short amount of time. Usually we spend a lot more time on this. You get a lot more practice time with this, but this year's just been crazy, right? So with shooting a basketball, especially for some of my kinder, first, even second graders at this point, sometimes third graders, a normal basket is very tall for them. So shooting up a basketball can be a little hard to reach to make it go in. That's okay. We just want to make sure you know the form of it. And then as you get older, as you get stronger, you will be able to make a basket if you learn the correct way to shoot. So some of you littles might want to shoot where you bring the ball down like this and you toss it up because it goes higher. That's great, but we really don't want you to do that. We want you to work on using your legs to push the ball up in the air, okay? My older students, you really want to focus on, you'll see my hand, the ball is under it, right? I really shoot with one hand. This hand becomes a guider hand, but it doesn't do anything with the ball. Once I'm ready to shoot, my arm's gonna come up and I'm gonna spin it off my fingertips. And the reason you want that back spin on the basketball is because it's gonna go up and over, and if you just kind of push it up there, it's gonna hit the rim or it's gonna hit those nets and it's gonna bounce right back out. When it has that backspin to it, it makes that perfect little arch that you want when you shoot. So this is all you need. You don't need a basket, you don't need a goal, you don't even need a basketball, just something that you can practice. You can stand right here, up, and lower. And it should land pretty close to you if you're using that backspin correctly. Practice this a bunch of times and your form will be good. For my littles, all I really want you to work on is using your legs and keeping the ball in front of you, not these granny shots, all right? So you too don't need a basket or anything like that. I'm gonna scoot back so you guys can maybe see. I'm gonna bend my legs and all I'm gonna do is push the ball up, okay? You see the ball goes way higher if I use my legs. That's where your power comes from, boys and girls, your whole body, okay? So all you need to do is practice shooting that up in the air. You don't even need to worry about making a basket. You don't need to worry about having it go in. I'm going to show you what that looks like though here in a little bit. All right, so if you happen to have a basketball goal at home, you get to practice actually shooting into it. If you don't, that's okay. Tomorrow's lesson, I'm going to show you a really fun way of making a fun little basketball game that you can use inside your house using a laundry basket or a plastic tub. You can also practice shooting like that. If you notice, our basketball goal up here has what we call a backboard, and then it has a little gray square right above the actual net. And that little gray square is an awesome tool that you can use when shooting because it gives you a target. If you shoot the ball inside that little square, you get a better chance of actually it going in. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Now, again, I can't just throw the ball up there or not use a lot of backspin because that ball's going to come right back off that backboard and straight to me. So if you can practice at home, you want to try using that square as a target. My body wants to be facing my target, okay? I don't want to come off shooting here because I'm not going to get a very good chance of making it. So I want to square my body. My feet need to be still, not running and jumping and things like that. And just really working on hitting. If I hit that inside of that little corner of that square, it gives me a really good chance of making a basket. So again, we really want to practice starting with the ball at our chest, right? My hand, if I can hold the basketball. If my hands are big enough, it's going to be underneath. I'm going to come, and I really want to try to push it up. My older students really want to focus on that spin. And making sure that it goes in there nice and easy, okay? So I'm going to show you what I do this side. I'm going to come right here. Remember, even if I can reach it standing up because I'm tall, I still want to use my legs. That becomes perfect for when I shoot further, and I'm going to push with my legs as I come up, right? So now, if you want to shoot from up here, you can still use that back bore if you're using it in front, but you don't have to. Like I said, it just makes a really good target for you, okay? If you're gonna shoot from further back, you're probably gonna need a jump when you shoot. So coming back with that legs, you can see my ball is pretty high if I just use my legs, right? If I'm just bending my legs and shooting up, it's gonna go pretty high. If I jump, look how much higher that ball is, okay? So that tells you right there, shooting from further, I'm gonna need a jump, I'm gonna need to use a lot more power behind my shot, okay? Like I said, you can use a smaller ball with a laundry basket, a plastic bin, a tub, any type of box. Those of you that are shopping, your parents are shopping, right? You have those Amazon boxes. Anything that you wanna use, and you can practice just shooting in there. It doesn't have to be hard, it doesn't have to be fast. Stay tuned, because tomorrow we're gonna play a game with it, make it really fun.